As the population of the world increases in age, we're faced with a rising occurrence of different diseases, one such disease being cancer. In parallel to this, advances in medical science mean more and more people are surviving cancer, and as such we're now faced with more people who suffer the consequences of this disease. So, we have people living longer and more people surviving cancer. For these cancer survivors, on top of the physical effects of their treatment, they also often continue to experience feelings of anxiety and depression after the treatment has completed. It is this after-treatment consequence of anxiety and depression that we are trying to address.
I'm alive, twice over. Those who I connect with understand. Physical, mental fatigue, and emotional disorder were some of the things I had to go through while recovering from cancer. I saw that dark door I call depression. Did not enter it, but I saw it. Others may not be so lucky. Faith gives us hope for early detection of depression, and that can only be good for all of us.
Within the Faith Project, we are working towards creating an innovative solution that utilises the latest AI technologies to support the mental well-being of post-treatment cancer survivors. By tracking targeted depression markers in cancer survivors, we will be able to monitor and capture downward trajectories in these markers and ultimately inform their point of care of these declines. By doing this, it means cancer survivors who begin to experience such declines are brought into the care system as early as possible, whereas without our solution, they may have delayed access to appraisal or treatments.
When we had the idea for Faith, the first two things that jumped out as guiding principles were that user privacy must be at the forefront, and that a user's smartphone was the key target for deployment. To this end, a core part of the Faith platform is the concept of federated learning. This is a technique that moves the computation to the data. By updating models directly on a user's device, with the data local to them, we are moving away from the old model of sending user data to the cloud. Crucially, this enhances the user's privacy, as well as resulting in more personalized models. Taking this further, we believe that factoring in transparency and explainability from the start will strengthen Faith for long-term adoption.
Within Faith, we will have real end users participating across 3 trial sites in 3 European hospitals. These hospitals are situated in Lisbon, Madrid, and Waterford. In these hospitals, both clinicians and patients will adopt the Faith solution for the duration of 1 year in order to assess the usability and feasibility of the Faith concept, as well as supporting the development of the AI algorithms which will be used to track the depression markers. Throughout the project, each trial site will be subject to stringent privacy and data protection measures and will obtain and adhere to the strictest of ethical standards. All this is put in place to protect the end users, who are central to our project success.
The Champalimaud Research and Clinical Center is a state-of-the-art center hosting multidisciplinary teams in the fields of cancer and neuropsychiatry. The Faith project involves us as a clinical and research partner with expertise in neuroscience and on mental health care in patients with cancer, with a team comprising clinical scientists and mental health professionals. The lung unit at our clinical center will recruit patients after completion of treatments for lung cancer that will then be monitored by clinicians at the neuropsychiatry unit for the development of depression, among other signs of poor mental health.
The Hospital General Universitario Gregorio Marañón is a referral national center for high-tech care in Spain. Its medical oncology service, in continuous evolution to adapt to the needs of its cancer patients, is involved in the Faith project. Breast cancer survivors have a higher risk of anxiety and depression than women who never had cancer before. Faith will collect real-time quality of life and mental health data by monitoring cancer survivors continuously for 2 years. Using artificial intelligence approaches to analyze this data, Faith will attempt to predict the long-term mental health risk in these patients before they are clinically evident.
To a large extent, we're in the dark regarding the state of mind of patients in the periods when they are not physically with us, during and particularly after treatment. The Faith study will give us tremendous insight into the psychological aspects of post-treatment care as well as providing specific physiological data to track their mental health. This will help UPMC, the main Irish pilot trial site, to continue providing high-quality healthcare and offer new levels of patient-centered, cost-effective, advanced oncology care to patients close to home.
By using the Faith solution, cancer survivors will be brought to the attention of their healthcare services once their depression markers start to show signs of downward trajectories, which means they can be offered support as early as possible, thus reducing their suffering and improving their quality of life.